everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So excited that you're here today because we're going to be doing a completed 2024 journal flip through. I've been waiting to do this. If you guys have seen my recent videos, I've been kind of on a mission to finish this journal and I finally have, so it's time to show you guys all of the pages as I did last year. I do have two journals, one of them being a writing journal and then the other one, which is this one, being my scrapbook journal. So most of these pages are focused more on photo collaging rather than actual words. So that's why I decided to flip through this journal rather than my writing one. If you guys happen to be curious about how a lot of these pages came to be, I do have a lot of journal with me's and other vlogs on my channel where I show the progress of how I created most of these pages. As you can tell, this journal is super thick and chunky, so there are a lot of pages to go through, so I'm going to try my best not to be too detailed in the description of the pages, but let's go ahead and move over to my desk so I can flip through all of these fun pages with you guys. Okay, so to start off, this journal is from Clever Fox Planners. They did gift this to me earlier this year, and this definitely is one that I would recommend. It held up decently well considering how much ephemera and thickness there is in this journal. But here is the actual first page of my journal. It's my March recap page. I typically like to start my journals with a vision board, but I actually started a different journal, which is this one right here, earlier in January, but then I switched over to this journal. I know that's confusing, but if you are curious to see my pages between January and March, I do have a Q1 flip through that I'll put in the cards, but this journal itself starts in the end of March. So here I just recap all of my kind of favorite moments and media that happened throughout the month. If you guys are new to my channel, these are my favorite spreads to do in my journal, so you will see quite a few of these throughout, but this is just the one for March. This here is a little junk journal page that I did. If you don't know, junk journaling is basically a concept where you collect random junk, so things like business cards, this little thank you card from an order, labels, receipts, etc., and you just like stick it onto your page. And this is just a really simple one that I wanted to start off this journal with. This is a little cute photo collage just of some pictures that I'd collected over the end of March as well, so I just wanted to do a cutie little collage here. This is one of my favorite spreads in my journal just because I love both of them individually and how they kind of came together as one spread. So we have a weekend recap page here, and then this is my Tortured Poets Department little aesthetic page that I did. This little photo collage of a baseball game that I went to, and then another junk journal type of page here. I do like how I kept the little white border here just for something different. Next is my April recap page. Another reason why I love doing these is because it kind of serves as a monthly divider. So for example, here I know that everything between my March recap spread and my April recap spread occurred in April, so I don't know, I just feel like it's a good way to kind of have a bit of a timeline going in my journal. But anyways, we have my Receiptify playlist that I love to do. This is a little library card printable where I wrote down all of the books that I read in the month. I also like to do that for these recap pages. And then once again, like music that I loved and some fave photos that happened during the month as well here. This is another one of my like favorite spreads in this journal for sure. So we have a May so far little recap page where I just collaged some photos from like the first couple of weeks of May, and then we have my current favorites page, which I love doing and I'm definitely going to continue doing these in 2025, but I basically just recap what I've been recently loving. It's just so fun to look back on these and see what I was enjoying at that time. Then we have my May recap page, so as you could tell, didn't do too many spreads in May there, but again, we have Receiptify, movies I loved, books and photos as usual. These sets of pages are fun, especially this one on the left because I was kind of experimenting with a different journaling style and some really fun like sea life stickers that I bought. So yeah, I just used this to collage a little hiking day that I had. And then another kind of junk journaly page. This page is kind of funny. I know I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but basically I had a bit of a printer malfunction and my printer was only printing green ink. I don't know if this has happened to any of you guys, but I felt like I wasted a bunch of paper, so I just decided to make a spread anyways. But looking back, it was kind of funny, and this is cute to look back on just to remember that time. Another favorite spread here, I feel like I'm gonna say this a lot, but this was my like summer our vision board page. I have a video where I made this, as I do for a lot of my pages like I mentioned, but I love the color scheme of this. I love the leopard print in the background and just the way that everything is collaged. I feel like was really fun. Here we have a little photo dump of before summer type of photos, and then this is sort of a junk journal-y page. I just put some tags, labels, and some extra photos that I'd printed out for my vision board. Here's my June recap spread. This is definitely my least favorite recap page. I don't know why. I just feel like it's a bit cluttery and there isn't really a cohesive color scheme. That could be it, I don't know. But this is a brat themed Receiptify playlist. We have that. This is another like so far page where I basically just collaged some photos that I took within the first few weeks of July. And then here I just collaged two of my favorite books of all time, Normal People and Yours Truly. I honestly really dislike this set of pages, but when you have a journal this big, it's kind of bound to happen that you have some pages that you're not as obsessed with. Anyways, we just have a little photo collage here, and then another very random collage centered around one of these like Spotify third-party data report things. This is a little brat themed page. Again, not really obsessed with the way that this turned out, but I just love brat so much that I needed to do a page to commemorate it, so that was fun. I love these two set of pages as well. We have a little aesthetic wish list page, and then this is like a places I want to go type of page. So these were really fun to do, definitely Pinterest inspired, but I love like the pastel-y color theme of this, especially because I don't often do that color scheme in my journal. So, and probably my favorite part of this page is the little beaded letters that I used here. It's just so much fun. This is another Pinterest inspired page. I basically just collaged all of my favorite lyrics. So if you go on Spotify, there's like a little lyric section, and I screenshotted some of my favorites and printed them out. So this is gonna be fun to look back on for sure. Here's my little camping recap spread. Basically just collage all of the photos and ephemera that I collected while I went camping. I love how summery and fun this page is. It's super colorful, especially in comparison to my other spreads. So this is definitely one of my faves. I especially love the little order form that I have in the background here and Polaroid picture. It's just a lot of fun, very camping vibes. Here's my July recap spread. This is definitely one of my favorite recap spreads I think that I've done in my journal. Just because of the simplicity of it, I just collaged very few photos and kind of made the focus of the page the Receiptify playlist. Yeah, this is definitely a fun one. Here we have kind of like transition into my fall pages. So we have a little photo collage slash junk journal-y type of page here, and then I have kind of like a fall media page. So I just put down some shows, movies, books that I wanted to read in the fall season. My favorite part about this page is definitely the sweater pattern that I put in the background, if you can see there. It's just so much fun. Okay, now we're getting into my Europe recap pages. I scrapbooked about each country that I went to. I have a full video about how I put these together because obviously there's a lot going on, so it took me a while to create these. But first we have Amsterdam, so of course we have lots of fun ephemera and photos. I loved the Miffy bag that I used in the background of this page. It's definitely my favorite part. This here is definitely my favorite of the like Europe pages that I did. This was for my stop at Brussels. So we have one of my favorite things ever to put in spreads, which is photo strip. And then we have a little postcard here, train ticket. This here is actually from a wet wipes package. So I don't know, I just love the color scheme of this and the way everything ended up layering on top of each other. I just think it came out really cute. So I have that one. And then the last one here is my Paris spread. This one is really fun because it's a bit more colorful than the others, I feel like. I did these little Jellycat cutouts from the Jellycat store, train tickets, and I really love this camcorder cutout that I have as well. It's just really fun. And then of course we have to have the croissant sticker. I thought that was perfect. Oh, I thought this was the last page, but it's actually this one. We have another little Paris spread. I guess I had a lot of ephemera. We have a few fun stickers. These are from Martina's Tiny Store, and I just feel like they were perfect for these Euro spreads. It just fit the vibe perfectly. Here is my August recap spread. Kept this one pretty simple as well, but I love how I made the Receiptify playlist smaller. I don't know, that was like the main thing I changed here, but I do love the way that this one turned out. Here is a junk journaling page. So we have more random collected ephemera and then a little card that I got as well. I'm having to blur everything out on the right just because there are a bunch of people in these photos, but on the left side here we have a Sabrina Carpenter Short and Sweet inspired page. I actually did these little lipstick marks myself. I love the way that that turned out, and they honestly haven't transferred or anything so far. And then on the right side here I have just some photos from my friend's birthday. Here is my autumn bucket list. This one was so much fun to make. I believe I did this in a video as well, but I just listed a bunch of things that I wanted to do in the fall season, and I definitely love the color scheme of this. All of the little fall related stickers were so much fun. And if you guys can tell, my favorite thing to put in the background of my spreads is ripped up book pages. I always will thrift some books and use them just for my scrapbook, and I always love the vibe. Here is my little Vanilla Girl wish list spread. I basically just collaged a bunch of kind of like self-care hygiene stuff that I've been wanting. This spread is definitely very busy. I shouldn't have done a background. I feel like if I kept like the plain background, this would have come out a lot nicer, but I still think the way that everything is layered up and collaged is fun, and I just love the like girly pastel-y vibe of this spread. I just feel like it's so cute. Then we have my dopamine menu. This was a little trend on TikTok. I actually talked more in depth about what this spread is and how I put it together in a previous video if you want to check that out, but each section kind of has a different meaning to it technically, so I don't often do spreads with words on them. If you guys can tell, I save that for my writing journal, but this was an exception just because I was really excited to try out this little trend. This spread is all about a little journal swap that I did with my friend Troy Nicole. This is a note that she wrote to me, which I'm blurring out, and then underneath that I have the page that she made me, and then this on the left is just a photocopy of the spread that I made and sent to her. So this was super fun. Here we have some fun fall themed spreads. So we have a little camping recap page on the left. I love this one because I actually used the map for the campground in the background. And then here we have my little October mood board. This was my first time doing like a specific mood board, and it was so much fun. I definitely have to do one of these again, but my favorite part about this is the little Scrabble letters that I put here. I just feel like they're so fall coded. And then we have also a playing card, which I think was also a fun addition just to represent the month of October. And we have some fun like aesthetic-y kind of pages here. So on the left I did a page all about the Once Upon a Broken Heart series because I had binged that in October and I was obsessed with it, so I had to do a dedicated page for it. These images are all just from Pinterest. And then here on the right I kind of did a little fun collage about a pumpkin patch that I went to, so just stuck in like the wristband from it and some fun photos as well. And we have my September recap page. This is also one of my favorite recap pages that I've done in my journal. I just feel like it's very fall and the color scheme just is such a vibe, especially this plaid scrapbook paper that I used in the background. This page is super fun, so I actually thrifted some fun books to use in my scrapbook, so I decided to make a spread trying some of them out. And then on the right here we have another like current favorites type of spread that I mentioned because I felt like it was about time to do a new one. So this one is really cool because I had the idea to make the collage on a cork board. So basically I just printed out an image of a cork board and then collaged the photos on top and then added some really fun like push pin elements as well. So this one was very fun to make and it definitely sparked like a creative push in me to try out new styles like this in my journal. Next up we have a fun little romantasy page. I was getting into romantasy, so I decided to collage some recent books that I had read along with these like aesthetic pictures that I found on Pinterest. And then on the right here I just collaged some photos from my boyfriend and I's anniversary trip. This set of pages is really fun as well, definitely fall themed too. So I just collaged a little coffee date that I went on. So I took like the label from the coffee cup, which I thought was fun, and the receipt of course. And then on the right here I just collaged some photos from Thanksgiving, which was super cute. And we have my October recap here. So So I have, of course, my Receiptify playlist, and then actually this month, instead of doing the library card element, I had the idea to write out the books that I read on a little clipboard element instead. So this is definitely one of my other favorite like creative things that I've done in my journals. Just so much fun. So yeah, I do love the way that this one turned out. This set of pages is super cute. So we have a little winter arc page. This is essentially like a winter mood board. Basically just wrote down some goals that I have for the winter season, and then on the left here I have this little fun postcard that came with my Martina's Tiny Store stickers. I just thought it was super cute, so I wanted to keep it in here. This is my winter bucket list page. So I just put again some different things that I want to do within the winter season. Something new that I tried out with this spread is doing these cutout letters. It was definitely tedious but super fun to do. I will have to try out more of these cutout letters in the new year as well. This is my first like 2024 recap page that you guys will see. Basically here I just collaged my favorite albums of the year. Let me know if we share any of the same favorite albums. Then we have a little fun kind of collagey page. So I just put in some photos. Once again, made this on Canva, and then this really cute Sunny Angel sticker and some other random little elements here just to match the orangey neutral vibe. We have a little Wicked page here. So these are both from the popcorn bag that I got at the show, so that was perfect. I loved the Wicked movie, so I had to do something to commemorate that. This set of pages is super fun. So this is just a little like Pinterest board kind of page, just basically whatever I had recently saved on Pinterest. I printed out and collaged with some fun sea life stickers. And then this on the right is kind of a junk journaling page, so we have some labels and such. Here is another 2024 recap page that I made with you guys. So this is just a little pool table that I made to sort of represent all of my favorite memories of 2024. This was so much fun to make. You guys should check out that video if you want to see how I put this together and kind of how it came to be, because it was really fun. But this is definitely one of my most creative pages that I've made in my journal for sure. Another 2024 recap page. So this one is all about my favorite books of the year. I made this on Canva as well, and I just love the gold frames along with the little pop of leopard print here. And you guys will notice that from here I basically stopped doing backgrounds of my pages because my journal was just getting obviously so incredibly thick that I basically did not have the ability to stick in a background on top of the photos and ephemera and stuff, so I had to kind of give up on using backgrounds from here on out. But you'll see that I ended up liking the pages anyway. So anyways, that is my favorite book spread. Here is my November recap page. So once again, you guys already know the drill by now. I had to do my Receiptify playlist and then all of my favorite photos and music and media for the month. Love the way that this turned out. Super simple but very cute. Here is a little fun collage page. So we have the receipt and then also some photos that I took on a specific weekend. And then we have a fun postcard here that I got from Sakoshi Mart. I just thought the print was way too cute to not keep in my journal, so we have that. Another kind of recap sort of page. This one is all about my Spotify Wrapped. I once again did the little corkboard scheme that I mentioned earlier. I basically just collaged all the different screenshots from my Spotify Wrapped and added the little push pins like I mentioned before. This is another like recent favorites page. Again, did the white background, which I don't love, but unfortunately it had to be done because of the thickness of the journal, so went ahead and collaged some of my favorite things that I've been loving recently. Another kind of a random photo collage page. So we have some little extra labels and stickers that I had, along with some old photos that I just had from previous spreads that I didn't end up using. We have a little Christmas card here that I kept, and then this is my second to last page in this journal. It's basically just a recap of all of my 2024 favorites. I like to do this every year. It's just really fun to remember what my like all-time staple favorites were of the year, and I decided to kind of make these in a fun way where I created these little elements on Canva once again. So definitely will come back to look at this, I feel like, in future years. So would highly recommend doing a yearly recap page in your journal if you haven't yet. And then we have some blank pages here that I'm going to be using for the last few like weeks of the year. So this one is going to be for New Year's, and then this one is going to be my December recap page, and then this is my actual like official last page of my journal. I decided to do a little creative layout. Like I mentioned, I've been into doing these recently and I had this idea and just never really used it for anything. So basically I just printed a little fridge element and then stuck on these like magnet letters, and then also just did some random stickers to make it look like fridge magnets, and then a photo of me with all of my journals because I thought that would be fun. And then on the right side here we have this envelope which has a letter to myself, basically just about my journey of journaling, what kind of year I had, etc., just to kind of like close out this journal. But yeah, you guys, that is my completed journal. I am going to quickly turn the camera back around so I can explain why I have those few blank pages. But yeah, that is all of the spreads in my completed 2024 journal. Okay, yeah, so I do have a couple pages left in this journal, and that is because today is December 15th. I do have like Christmas, New Year's, and then my monthly wrap-up spread for the month that I want to have in this journal. I just want to keep it consistent. Since I started this journal in March, I just feel like it would make the most sense to have this be completed in 2024. I don't want to move over those last couple spreads in the month into my 2025 journal, so that is why I'm leaving those blank to fill out. But all in all, I would say this journal is definitely complete. It's so chunky and full. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing all of my fun pages in my journal. I've had the best year just making journaling videos and kind of just sharing my journey of journaling this year. It's been so much fun and I can't wait to continue it in 2025. But yeah, let me know what page was your favorite, if this gave you any inspiration. Maybe you're starting a journal next year and hopefully this motivated you somehow. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one.